Hey everyone! I don't know what happened this week, but there has been an explosion of metadata jobs hitting the listserv. So I've pulled out three that are definite gold stars for salaries, and then there's another one that I will post in a separate video for Guess My Salary because, yeah, I don't understand what's going on with that one. It doesn't even give pay range. It's almost as good as the one I just posted in Guess My Salary for. No, I'm going to blank on it. Oh well. Go look at it. It's good stuff. All right. In the meantime, we have the University of Minnesota, who's looking for a metadata management and outreach librarian. Total you betcha there. And it's up in the Twin Cities. And even though Minnesota is one of the states I would highly recommend moving to and would go to myself, my husband's already told me it's too cold. So, not for me, but could be for you. And I was sitting here going, it's kind of strange to hear management and outreach, but this is in regards to metadata. I read it when I first read this as like, you have to do the library marketing and somehow metadata, which is not generally two things that go together, at least in my opinion. But no, it's actually the outreach is like the metadata consultation expertise for projects within the libraries and across other academic departments. So yeah, that's the outreach part, is helping with metadata stuff, not necessarily outreach for the library itself. And these guys are definitely about the digital library services and preservation programs, extraction, transformation, enrichments, a large digital library services digitization center, which is pretty fun in my opinion. Again, I would come to Minnesota, but my husband says it's too cold. So authority and bibliographic leadership, you get to do all the authority, database enrichment, maintenance, authority records, schema, working with schema, developing schema, making schema work together, and the good old DEI stuff. In this case, the metadata person or outreach librarian gets to do performance reviews, exciting stuff, for a specialist supervisor. And the work of archives and special collections cataloging units. So, yeah, that sounds like multiple people. Well, intimidating to me. Development documentation, evaluation, and, good old liaison for best practices. Establishes a record of visible active contribution and or the broader communities, and, all that good stuff. Sorry. Should make fun of that, just, as in a lot of position descriptions. Alright, university objectives, professionals, especially cataloging specifically, duh. And this one actually starts at 60,000, but again, you can always stock them up. It's just good to know that we have a nice base amount to start from. And the other nice thing about University of Minnesota is it has flexible hours with hybrid work environment, depending on, operational needs. We don't necessarily need to lay eyes on you all the time. Unfortunately, no visa sponsorship. And just to look at the requirements, so we need the ALA degree, as always, 1 or more years using MARC formats, AACR2 2R, or the RDA, Library of Congress, subject headings and classification. Okay. These are two separate things, that's why I'm kind of like just looking at the sentence, because I'm like, using MARC formats, and so this is within the same comma. It would help if Deja pays attention to how English is constructed, so yeah. You either can do one or the other or both, which tends to be most of what we're doing these days. Okay. Can you use connection? Can you use ALMA? Do you have excellence in communication? Can you cooperate with people? This is actually pretty cool about creating name authority records according to NACO standards. I never worked anywhere big enough to do that, so it's kind of cool. Expertise with other metadata schemas such as DC, mods, METs. I haven't done much with DC and METs, but experience cataloging, special collections, supervisory. Yeah, everyone needs to be able to have foreign language experience, including non-Roman scripts. Oh, so few of us, which is why it's preferred. And demonstrate involvement, demonstrate knowledge of, and commitment to. And then, they're very like, we have work-life balance and competitive wages and all that exciting stuff. And also, is this the one? I think this is the one that also says we have a very nice relocation, moving allowance. Because it's like, hard to get people to come to Minnesota. Okay. I'm sorry, I'm just taking a look to see if I can see that. But I can't. Alright, maybe I've got mixed up with one of these other ones. Because like I said, they are all a little similar because they're all asking for about the same thing. The second one here is Metadata Librarian for Special and Digital Collections down at Georgetown. And I saw another posting from Georgetown recently that didn't have any salary on it, so I'm actually happy that this one does. Maybe that was just a fluke. And Georgetown's in DC, so I don't know how good the salary is in terms of cost of living, but at least I have salaries and ranges, which is always good. So we have Booth Family Center for Special Collections, and then we have all this thing in a giant paragraph, which makes it hard to read in my opinion. Metadata Expert, Digital Scholarship, Integration, Extending Relationships. And again, we get to do cooperative NACO stuff. Again, it'd be nice to be somewhere bigger because I don't do that. Monitor external trends, assist the unit head, so you're not the unit head. So you're not running the entire unit, which is good. But you also have to like serve as backup to the unit head for anything related to these three things: metadata, e-resources, and acquisitions. So we have curators, liaison librarians, and technologists, so you have to be able to do special collections and the digital side, which is a good time. That's how I got my degree, so part of me is like, I wish I'd come back and do this. But you're in DC, and I'm not moving there. No offense. And also work with the parapros, work with the staff, work with everybody. Base qualifications, master's degree, 2 or more years doing original and complex, especially, special collections. Demonstrated knowledge of all the MARC and non-MARC formats, or at least some of them. This one is probably the one that would probably DQ a lot of people here, though. Working knowledge of special collections and rare book metadata standards, including DCRM. And also, I'm not going to do that acronym because I have not done descriptive cataloging of ancient, medieval, Renaissance, or early modern. RBMS is one of the few that I've worked with a bit, but I haven't done the DCRM. Took a class on it a while ago, but yeah, I never actually got to deploy it. And a lot of it was like how to deal with Latin and Fraktur, and yeah, anyway, cool stuff, but nothing I actually get to do in the day-to-day. So, if you don't have this, I would not apply, because this is definitely on the required, right? Double checking me. Alright. We also have to have working knowledge of descriptability and issue-specific to rare materials. So, yeah, one of the things I did learn when I was cataloging in special collections was, like, how to accurately describe the physical, design of a book, the XY page down, XY fold over 3/4, this, that, and the other. Anyway, it's been a long time. Again, that's things I wanted to do with my life, but didn't get a chance to. Alright, so ALMA, OCLC, MARC edit, other MARC editing, commitment to fostering a diverse environment, as always. And then, do you know trends? Do you understand like data? Have you worked in an academic or research library? Do you understand preservation metadata? Can you do Latin? Latin's always good. Or can you do 1 or 2 modern foreign languages? Can you do programming? Can you do OpenRefine? Can you do digital asset management? Can you do all these, complex work and constantly changing team environment to exercise initiative? Ooh, yeah, that's always a good time. Alright, sorry. Nose is decided right now is it's time to run. Oh, that was it. Whenever possible, flexible work schedules and telework opportunities. So that is definitely a plus. They're not against it. And like I said, the last one I saw from Georgetown did not have a range, so this is 47 to 65, which I think is a little bit low for the area, but what am I to say? It's a really cool job, so. And external market pay. Okay, I'm sorry. Just looking for that. Need assistance, benefits. An array of voluntary insurance options, as opposed to involuntary insurance options. Alright, number 3. I would like to be enrolled in an involuntary insurance program. And I'm sorry I started this at the bottom. Alright, this is, go to the top. University of Colorado, and they are also looking for a metadata person. What do they call it again? Okay, Metadata Librarian, open rank. So Nice and broad. The purpose of this is if you are an early career person looking for something to do, this one actually might take you on. It was very hard to get early career jobs when I graduated, so it's encouraging to see them out there. All right, so you have to do with print, e-resources, digital repositories, special collections, and all the things. You report to the head of collection management, which is interesting. You don't have any direct reports, yay, but you get to oversee work of students, volunteers, and, specific projects. This is a little confusing to me, but yeah, this is something I'd ask about in the interview. I'm like, what exactly does promotion eligible non-tenure track mean? Are you like an at-will? Are you a year-to-year, which is how you are when you're in the tenure review process? They just write you a contract and they let you know, I want to say like May, or no, it's closer to January. Anyway, it's like January or February, they'd let you know whether or not they're going to hire you for next year, which always gave me some angst regardless. So, yeah, happy to be tenured. So that's why I'm kind of like, what exactly is non-tenure track? On the plus side, it'd be great because then you don't have to do nearly so much paperwork. On the minus side, though, is that mean you're a true at-will, like you are in Michigan? Or they can just be like, get out whenever they feel like it. All right, it's expected to assume personal responsibility for designing and implementing a plan for continuing professional development. Yep. All right, catalog materials in a variety of formats, create metadata, maintain collections and ingest, maintain the IR. I am going to say one thing about this list, University of Colorado. This kind of looks like a list we recently published for a job here where I'm like, it's like everything but the kitchen sink. So it's a little much. It's a little much to read off. All right, so there's the IR. You have to ensure the IR is consistent with ADA and Colorado accessibility law. You have the non-MARC metadata standards. How does it work inside your discovery layer and other places? Work with the e-resources and the archives and digitization specialists for, the other fun formats and things you're digitizing. Help develop new approaches describing and managing research data. Oh, funsies. And then you have the IT staff for the implementation, discoverability, and support, and then monitoring trends and standards, assist in processing and promoting materials in special collections, do the old catalog maintenance and cleanup projects. Ain't that the truth? You're bigger than we are, so maybe your catalog is a little more well-maintained. Contribute to the development of policies and guidelines, and then we get into the usual, what I call boilerplate faculty stuff, like do stuff on campus and like be on committees and talk good and have interpersonal skills. This is kind of nice. It is a hybrid role, so you can do 2 to 3 days per week on campus as needed for in-person meetings. That's kind of how I'm living my life these days. I'm here. You can summon me if you want. This is a medical library, so another reason yours truly wouldn't apply to it. I get squeamish. It wouldn't be too bad if I didn't have to look at any illustrations, but yeah, the few times I've had to catalog metal books, especially like dental hygiene, it's like, why do I always open it to the page with the worst images? So many things I don't want to know. All right. So yeah, we want to be inclusive. So minimum qualifications. And again, this is kind of nice because you can hire in as instructor, senior instructor, or AP based on experience and qualifications. So friendly reminder again, assistant professor is below associate, so it is a lower level position, but if you're looking for something just out of graduate school, this would be a good opportunity because for instructor, you just need a master's degree and 1 to 2 years of professional creation experience. If you want to be a senior instructor, you have to have more time in the field. And if you want to be an assistant professor, you have to have a lot more time in the field. Which makes sense. Alright, preferred, thorough knowledge of cataloging practices, holdings, authorities, thorough knowledge of connection, knowledge of non-MARC metadata, professional catalog experience in academic health sciences, knowledges of MLL classification and mesh, not very well in my case, experience with technical aspects such as scanning, and also a fun time creating and ingesting files. Do you have the ALMA? Have you played with Primo? Digital repositories such as Haiku. I don't know what Haiku is, but okay then. Again, XML, data interchange standards, always good to know, and implementing projects, also good. Ability to handle, manage, and initiate a variety of projects. Oh, yes. 5 professional references. Okay, maybe that's just me. It just seems like a lot. I'm like 3. Although now I'm not quite sure who I'd come up with. This person thinks I'm okay. Alright, starting salary range has been established as the hiring range. So again, the instructor's your lowest because you only need like 1 to 2 years in the field. So 67 is actually not a bad base wage for starting salary coming out of grad school. Senior instructor, obviously, much more because you're, I think, in the 2 to 5, and then if you're, been in the field like I have for a while, you might be able to talk them up to 85. But, yeah, that's pretty good. And I know they're going to go into the, your compensation goes beyond the number on your paycheck. Yeah, I know, guys. And as cool as the total compensation calculator is, bottom dollar is what we're looking at. All right? It matters. It matters what you take home. All right. Yeah, please go get vaccinated. Yeah, if you work in certain research areas, you must enroll in the Occupational Health Medical Surveillance Program. Oh, that sounds creepy. All right. I'm going to assume maybe if you're in the library, you're in a library building, you don't have to, you don't have to come in. All right. So that is that, and we are right on 16 minutes, so I am going to cut it. Thank you for watching if you ever do, world.